we have so many different translations. We get to choose from the King James Version, the New King James Version, the New International Version, American Standard Version, the New American Standard Version, the Young Literal Translation, the Revised Standard Version, the AB, the CEV, the ESV, and the NLT. And that's just the start. The list goes on and on from there. Each version of Scripture slightly different from the last, like little parallel universes in and of themselves, each similar but different either by a little or by a lot. Each different version presents a different view of Scripture from a different mindset, however minor. But you have to understand, as I mentioned earlier, any minor changes can cause a major disruption in the process of doctrine, whether it be through contradictions or mindset changes. How can truth be so different to so many? Christians criticize the world for their all roads lead to God mentality, yet they fail to see the splits in its own foundation, starting with the Roman Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox split, continuing today to where evangelical churches split more often than Hollywood couples. The point being, with such a divided house, how can truth stand? Many will say that God in the Scriptures can never really truly be known. Yet Yahweh says to ask, seek, and knock, and it will be given to you. Can a few basic tenets of faith really unite a broken home? Sure, you may both believe in Jesus and have gone through the rituals of salvation, but you may believe in tongues as God-given, whereas others would believe that tongues is a sign of possession. That seems like a contradiction and a disagreement that needs to be resolved. The Apostle Paul said, I would that you would be of one mind. Truth is universal. Truth isn't 100 little puppies running around and you get to choose your favorite. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen will always be water, and the sun will rise in the east and set in the west. If the creator of those things can't keep his philosophical and religious truth that observable and that consistent, then well, he isn't the God we're serving. Yahweh is in the detail, not the devil. If Yahweh didn't care about the singularity of truth, well, he wouldn't have given the children of Israel 613 laws to follow. During that time in my life, when I was adjusting to the new mindsets and becoming a part of the circle of the Creator Yahweh, I had been challenged by a few believers of the Christian faith that I was going down a dangerous path. None were willing to find out what I believed, of course. They just compared me to their beliefs and then dismissed me. I feel out of hand. However, they did raise concerns that I feel are valid and that should be examined in light of a new belief system. Number 1, you shouldn't just follow one man. I feel that Christianity misses the point of authority when they say this. Yeshua was one man, Noah was one man, Moses was one man, Elijah was one man, David was one man, and they all followed Yahweh. I have a mentor who tells me to do my homework and not to believe what he says just because he says it, but to test everything and to study it and make sure that it's of the Spirit. How many pastors on a Sunday morning would turn over their pulpit to the congregation so that the congregation could present their teaching for Sunday? The attitudes of most ministers are, you're the sheep, we're the shepherds. That leads me to my second complaint. Scripture is not up for private interpretation. This is very true. When I was between fellowships and reading the Bible on my own, any interpretation that I would have come up with would have been in violation of this because I wasn't in a group of people who would be able to validate or correct any interpretation I would have come up with. You need at least 2 or 3 for that. 2 or 3, you ask. Well, okay, it would be 4 plus me, but I see your point. How can something be true when so few believe it? And to be fair, people all over the world believe what I believe, just not at the same time. Yet Yeshua had his 12, Noah had his 7, and Abraham had his wife and his nephew. All movements of truth have had a small following. It all comes back to whose side are you on? If you're truly seeking the will of Yahweh and not just the tenets of your own denominational faith so that you can keep your job, your friends, and your family, then you seek logic and design of Yahweh's character and plan. if you have pure motives and a group of people who you believe have a heart for Yahweh and a heart for the truth, then you will be able to see the inconsistency in doctrine, a need for unified truth, and all the details and word choices and context will fall into place into a new paradigm. Let me next time give you a reason for why being a member of the body is so crucially important to your walk. And it goes beyond whether or not you have a correct interpretation or not, but it's vital to your very salvational process.